Welcome to Estoque channel, ladies and gentlemen. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell button and hit all to be notified regarding the latest updates. The content of the short video presentation, ladies and gentlemen, is about the Pdea or Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency as one of the regular law enforcement agency in the country, its history, the functions and powers, and to include the qualifications if in case you want to enter in this law enforcement agency. So let us start this by answering question number 1. The Pdea was officially activated on letter A, July 4, 2002, letter B, July 7, 2002, Charlie, July 30, 2002, or Delta, August 7, 2002. And the answer for this question is Charlie, that is July 30, 2002. No? The Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency was created by virtue of Section 82 of Republic Act number 9165, otherwise known as the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002. No, the law which was also amended by Republic Act number 10640. It was signed into law on June 7 of 2002 and took effect on July 4 of 2002. Republic Act number 9165 defines more concrete courses of action for national anti-drug campaign and imposes heavier penalties to offenders. The enactment of Republic Act number 9165 reorganized the Philippine Drug Enforcement System with a new Dangerous Drugs Board that serves as the policy and strategy formulating and establishment of a single mission drug agency, which is the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency or Pdea, as its implementing arm. With the creation and activation of the Pdea, the Secretariat of the National Drug Law Enforcement and Prevention Coordinating Center or DEP Center was absorbed by the new agency. Under the new setup, the Narcotics Group of PNP, the Narcotics Division of the National Bureau of Investigation, and the Narcotic Interdiction of the Bureau of Customs was also abolished. The Pdea was officially activated on July 30, 2002 with its first Director General Anselmo S. Avenido Jr., who was appointed by then President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. The Pdea is a regular law enforcement agency responsible for the efficient and effective law enforcement against any dangerous drug and or controlled precursor and essential chemicals. Under Section 82 of Republic Act number 9165 as amended, the Pdea, which serves as implementing arm of the board, shall be responsible for the efficient and effective law enforcement of all provision on any dangerous drug and or controlled precursor and essential chemical as provided in RA number 9165 as amended, and of course other laws pertaining to the control of proliferation of drugs. Okay? Ayan po yung Pdea, mga kapatid. That is a lead agency or law enforcement agency, no, pagdating po sa drugs. Okay. So question number 2. What is the highest rank in Pdea? Letter A, Undersecretary, B, Director General, letter C, Deputy Director General, or Delta, Assistant Undersecretary. At ang sagot po dito ay Alpha, that is Undersecretary. Yun po yung highest rank sa Pdea, no? Ano naman yung Director General? Yun po yung highest position and title. Nakuha? No? Sabi dito, no? The Pdea shall be headed by Director General. Yun po yung position and title, no? With the rank of Undersecretary who shall be responsible for the general administration and management of the agency. The Director General of the Pdea shall be appointed by the President of the Philippines and shall perform such other duties that may be assigned to him or her. He must possess adequate knowledge, training, and experience in field of dangerous drugs and in any following fields such as law enforcement, law, medicine, criminology, psychology, or social work. Okay? Yan. So question number 3. The Director General of Pdea is assisted by how many deputy? Ilan nga bang deputy? Meron po yung Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency. Letter A, 1. Letter B, 2. Letter C, 3. Or Delta, 4. And the answer is Bravo. That is 2. No? Yan. The Director General of the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency shall be assisted in the performance of his or her duties and responsibilities by 2 Deputies Director General with the rank of Assistant Secretary, 1 for operations and other 1 for administration. The 2 Deputy Director General shall likewise be appointed by the President of the Philippines upon recommendation of the board pertaining to the Dangerous Drug Board. The 2 Deputies Director General shall possess the same qualification as those of the Director General of the Pdea. The Director General and the 2 Deputy Director General shall receive the compensation and salaries as prescribed by law. Okay? So under Section 83 of RA number 9165 provides that the Secretariat of the National Drug Law Enforcement and Prevention Coordinating Center as created by Executive Order number 61 shall be accordingly modified and absorbed by the Pdea for the purposes of carrying out its duties and powers as provided for in the succeeding section of this Act. And the Pdea shall have the following services also, namely, the Intelligence and Investigation Services, International Cooperation in Foreign Affairs, Preventive Education and Community Involvement, Plans and Operation, Compliance, Legal and Prosecution, Administrative and Human Resource and Financial Management, Logistics Management, and Internal Affairs. The Pdea shall establish and maintain regional offices in the different regions of the country which shall be responsible for implementation of this act and policies and programs and projects of the said agency in the respective region. So 17 po yung region natin, so there are 17 regional offices of the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency. Okay? So let us proceed to the powers and duties of the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency as provided under Section 84 of Republic Act number 9165 as amended. So ano yung mga function? A. Implement or cause the efficient and effective implementation of the National Drug Control Strategy formulated by the Board, thereby carrying out the National Drug Campaign Program which shall include drug, law enforcement, control, and prevention campaign with assistance of concerned government agencies. Undertake the enforcement of provisions of the Article 2 of this Act relative to unlawful acts and penalties involving any dangerous drug and or controlled precursor and essential chemical, and investigate all violators and other matters involved in the commission of any crime relative to the use, abuse, or trafficking of any dangerous drug and or controlled precursor and essential chemical as provided for in this act, and to include under Presidential Decree number 1619, no, yung pong about sa paggamit ng rugby, ayan, no, sa PD number 1619. Okay? Yan. Then, Charlie, administer oath, issue subpoena and subpoena dusisticum relative to the conduct of investigation involving violation of this act. Arrest and apprehend, as well as search all violators and seize or confiscate in effects or proceeds of crimes as provided by the law and take custody thereof for purposes of the prosecution and enforcement agent are authorized to possess firearms in accordance with the existing laws. No pa? They also take charge and have custody of all dangerous drugs and or controlled precursor and essential chemical seized, confiscated or surrendered to any national, provincial, or local law enforcement agency if no longer needed for purposes of evidence in court. Okay, so kapag nahuli ng PNP, ni-raid ng PNP, then hindi na kailangan sa court, then they must surrender that to the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency. Establish forensic laboratories in each of PNP office in every province and city in order to facilitate action on seized or confiscation or confiscated drug, thereby hastening its destruction without delay. Recommend to the DOJ the forfeiture of properties and other asset of person and or corporation found to be violating provision of this act and in accordance with the pertinent provision of the Anti-Money Laundering Act of 2001 or Republic Act number 9160 as amended. Prepare for prosecution or cause the filing of appropriate criminal and civil cases for violation of all laws on dangerous drug, controlled precursor and essential chemicals and other similar controlled substances, and assist, support, and coordinate with other law enforcement agencies for proper and effective prosecution of the same. Monitor and if warranted by circumstances in coordination with the Philippine Postal Office and the Bureau of Customs, inspect all air cargo package, parcels, and mails in Central Post Office which appear the package and address itself to be possible importation of dangerous drugs and or controlled precursor and essential chemicals through online or cyber shops via the internet or cyberspace. Conduct eradication programs to destroy wild or illegal growth of plants from which dangerous drugs may be extracted. Initiate and undertake the formulation of the nationwide organization which shall coordinate and supervise all activities against drug abuse in every province, city, or municipality and barangay with the active and direct participation of all such local government units, non-governmental organization including the citizenry subject to the provision of previously formulated programs of action against dangerous drugs. Ano ba? They shall also establish and maintain national drug intelligence system in cooperation with law enforcement agencies, other government agencies or offices and local government units that will assist in its apprehension of big-time drug lords. Establish and maintain close coordination, cooperation, and linkages with international drug control and administration agencies and organizations and implement the applicable provision of international convention and agreements related to dangerous drugs to which the Philippines is a signatory. Create and maintain an efficient special enforcement unit to conduct an investigation, file charges, and transmit evidence to the proper court wherein members of the said unit shall possess suitable and adequate firearms for their protection in connection with the performance of their duties, provided that no previous special permit for such possession shall be required. Require all government and private hospital, clinics, doctor, dentists, and other practitioners to submit report to it in coordination with the Dangerous Drug Board about all dangerous drugs and or controlled precursor and essential chemicals which they have attended to for data and information purposes. Coordinate with the board for facilitation of the issuance of necessary guidelines, rules, and regulations for the proper implementation of this act. It shall also initiate and undertake national campaign for drug prevention and drug control programs where it may enlist the assistance of any department, bureau, office, agency, instrumentality of the government, including government-owned or controlled corporation, in the anti-illegal drugs drive, which may include the use of their respective personnel, facilities, and resources for a more resolute detection and investigation of drug-related crimes and prosecution of drug traffickers. And they shall also submit an annual and periodic reports to the board as may be required from time to time and perform such other function as may be authorized or required under existing laws and as directed by the President himself or herself or as recommended by the congressional committees concerned. Okay, so yun po yung powers and functions ng Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency. Question number 4. What is the minimum height for men to be Pdea agent? Letter A, 5 feet. Letter B, 5'2", 5 feet and 2 inches. Letter C, 5 feet and 4 inches. And delta is 5 feet and 6 inches. And the answer is bravo, no? Sa lalaki, 5'2" ang kailangan. So, ano yung qualification para makapasok po sa Pdea as Pdea agent? Okay, sa age must be 21 to 35 years of age or years old, no? Dapat hindi po mas bata sa 21 at hindi po mas matanda sa 35 during the time of oath taking. Height, not less than 5'2" in height for men and 5 feet for women. For under height applicants, they shall present a photocopy of their height waiver, no? From the National Commission on Indigenous People or the National Commission on Muslim Affairs, no? Sa mga kapatid na Muslim. Must be a baccalaureate degree holder from a government recognized institution. So college graduate, no? O yung mga college graduate dyan, hindi po naka-specify kung anong kurso, basta 4-year degree course, pwede po kayong maging Pdea agent, no? Yan. And with career service professional eligibility, a PRC board passer or qualified by Civil Service Commission under special laws such as PD number 907. Kasi yung pong PD 907, yung pong mga nag-graduate na cum laude, magna cum laude or summa cum laude, automatic meron po silang civil service eligibility, no? Exempted po sila sa exam. Then ano ba? The NAPOLCOM Fire Officer and Penology Officers eligibilities are not accepted. Kasi yung NAPOLCOM exam po, no? NAPOLCOM exam for PNP po yun. Fire Officer exam for Fire and Penology Officers exam for Penology naman. Okay? So, yun po ang ating topic sa video presentation na ito. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Kung meron kang natutunan dito sa video presentation, don't forget to like and subscribe, no? And of course, please share this video sa mga tao na sa tingin mo ay kailangan po ng video presentation na ito. Thank you very much and God bless you all.